Hey guys, so today I'm going to do some meal prep. The first meal I'm going to make is some stuffed veggies. I picked this zucchini from my garden, so I went ahead and de-seeded it, and then I am going to stuff some bell peppers as well. I'm going to stuff it with some ground turkey, some shredded carrots, grilled onions, jalapeños, garlic, and tomato. I'm going to do it in a marinara sauce. And then the second meal I'm going to make is we're going to do a stir-fry veggie. So I have some cauliflower and broccoli that I pulsed up in my blender. And then I have some ground turkey, eggs, and some veggies we're gonna saute in there. So the first thing I'm gonna start out with is getting this ready because it's going to bake for about 40 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and preheat it to 420 degrees. All right, perfect. And then we're going to take some onions and we're going to saute them in some olive oil. We'll let those cook for a couple minutes. Add a little bit more oil where it's starting to stick. And I'm going to bring over my carrots and my jalapeno. Perfect. Alright. So these are starting to soften up, as you can see. So I'm going to start adding in my other veggies. I have about 2 cloves of garlic here. And this is about 2 jalapeños chopped. We'll let that cook for another minute. Alright, and while this is starting, I'm going to start the saute for the cauliflower rice. We're going to start by putting some olive oil in our pan. And I'm going to cook the onions and carrots first. So let those cook for a couple minutes, just so the carrots cook a little bit faster. I'm going to put the lid on this baby. Alright, so I'm really starting to smell those jalapenos. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, so next I'm going to add these shredded carrots. This is about 2 carrots, and I just shredded them with a cheese grater. So we're going to go ahead and mix that in. Cook it for another minute. I'm going to do the heat a little bit higher. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. Alright. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some seasoning. So I have some organic peppercorn here. Some garlic salt. And some herbs de Provence. Go ahead and give that a nice stir. You can see it's starting to wilt a little bit, which is just what we want. I'm not going to overcook it because I don't want it to be soggy. So I'm just going to cook it a minute longer. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and add some more stuff for veggie stir fry. So the next thing I'm going to add are some bell peppers. This is about half a green bell pepper and half a red. And then I'm going to add my whole broccoli and cauliflower. I'm going to slowly fold that in. I'm going to go ahead and cover that and cook it for a couple of minutes. So this is just about done here. I'm going to add a couple tomatoes. I just did the cocktail tomatoes. I did about 4 of them and I just sliced them real thin. And then I'm going to add my ground turkey as well. Here. All right. We're going to go ahead and fold that in. And I'm going to add a little bit of tomato sauce to that as well. This is about half a can. I used the other half in some chili, and I'll post that video as well. So we're going to go ahead and fold that in there. I'm also going to add a little bit of marinara. And once again, this is my Raos homemade that I love. It's my favorite. Just going to add just a little bit on top. Give it a little more saucy texture. Just like that. And then we can start filling up our veggies. And I have a couple bell peppers and a couple of those zucchini boats. I don't know if I'll fill up both of those zucchini boats. If not, I'll just saute it and use it as a snack. So, turn this off. I'm going to go ahead and start filling these up. Alright, and then we'll go ahead and fill up our zucchini boat as well. And I'm just going to overstuff it and use the other half sauteed with as snacks because I would rather have more meat in my stuffed veggies. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and top that off and we can bake it. So, I'm going to go ahead and add some more marinara on the bottom. the same for the peppers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake these for 20 minutes covered with foil. And then after 20 minutes, I'm going to take the foil off and bake it for another 20 minutes. Alright, let's get this in there. Get this guy in too. I'm going to go ahead and put my timer on so I don't forget about it. I'm going to do about 20 minutes. All right, and so while that's baking, let's come back to our stir fry. We're going to go ahead and fold in our ground turkey now. And then in this small back pan, I'm going to scramble a couple eggs to add as well. So, let me crack these babies. And a fun little trick, if you ever have eggshells that get caught in your dish, because it happens to all of us, you can actually take one of the bigger eggshells and you can use it as a little spoon, and as you can see right here, it just picks them right up. So that's a fun little tip as well. Alright, so let's scramble these babies. I'm just going to cook them in some olive oil. Real simple. So while I'm waiting for this to warm up a little bit, I'm going to start seasoning this guy. I have a whole bunch of seasonings I want to add to this one. Let me bring them on over. Alright, so the first one we're going to do is garlic powder, as you can see. And I just sprinkle right over the top. I don't tend to measure, I prefer just to season as I go. Onion salt. Cayenne pepper, skip this if you're sensitive to heat. I like mine spicy. I am a big fan. Sprinkle that a little bit. Turn it down. Next I have onion powder. A little bit of smoked paprika, pepper, and I'm going to do just a little bit of chicken broth. Give it a little bit more flavor. And go ahead and mix that in. Alright, so these scrambled eggs are just about done. And then I had a little bit of leftover asparagus from my chicken dinner the other night. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add that as well. I chopped it up and I'm just going to sprinkle it on top. It's already cooked. So, and that's just drizzled in olive oil and salt and pepper. Go ahead and mix that in. And then the last thing we have to do is add our scrambled eggs. And then this guy will be all done, and we will just be waiting on our stuffed veggies. So like I said, when those get out, they will just take the foil off and put them right back in for another 20 minutes. So I will chat with you guys soon. All right, bye-bye.